the Inca of the seven wonders of the world. The Inca citadel of Machu Picchu was chosen as one of the seven wonders for the magnificence and beauty of the entire archaeological complex. It's a note that the site was never explored by the Spanish upon their arrival in the empire, and that is what is a spectacular example of the great Inca organizations and architecture and engineering. Such is the importance of Machu Picchu, which is considered the main and most visited tourist destinations and in Peru, and today is one of the most visited places in the world. The Inca citadel of the Machu Picchu was chosen as one of the seven wonders for the grandeur and beauty of the entire archaeological and the importance of Machu Picchu for the Incas. This was secrets since it was a sacred place in which the Incas worshipped their works, but that work not have been the only use they give to the Inca city. Is a note that it was also used as a kind of retreat for the Inca Pachacutec and his family, and is considered a masterpiece of architecture and engineering, and due to the complexity and spectacularity of his constructions is as such a difficult place to build, and in addition his spectacular landscape level has made it a mysterious place and the main subject of much literature and much research from a scientific, exoteric and religious point of view, and is also one of the most important tourist spots in the world. Cultural aspects of the Incas and culture belief, and the Incan cultures believe in water as a form of payment that consisted of exchanging and wanting for another, and in addition they were experts in agriculture, and being their main activity among the main crops are called potatoes, cotton and coca. And the Incas based their development of deeply rooted culture among its inhabitants, and they took the techniques used by their predecessors, and mainly Gueri and Tiahuanaco, and perfect temp. They were skilled mainly in metallurgy and architecture. The most popular example of his wisdom is the city of Machu Picchu, and currently considered one of the seven wonders of the modern world. Geography locations is located in the Cusco regions, Urubamba province, Machu Picchu district, on the Secret Valley in the Incas, and 80 kilometers northwest of the city of Cusco, a city in Peru, and where is Urubamba river flows, a river that crosses the mountains and range and creates a canyon with a tropical mountain climate. It is not the lost city of the Incas, and although the North American Highland began has won world glory for having the discovered, and the Inca citadel of Machu Picchu, all the historical evidence points to the fact that this famous archaeological site was never, and the ruins of Machu Picchu, not at the lost city of the Incas, were rediscovered in 1911 and by archaeologists here and began of Jali. and historical value of the Incas. Machu Picchu became the preferred tourist destinations in Peru and one of the most important on the planet. And in 2983, it was declared a cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. In 2011, I was chosen as one of the new wonders of the modern world. And we know that technology has advanced in an incredible way. It has contributed and a lot to our lives because since it has facilitated many things and since technology in history has undergone radical and change until today the human being with the need to improve their living conditions and facilitate it has been consequently innovated and improving with also now that it brings many good and bad things and such as abusing technology and can result in irreversible damage to the central and nervous systems since the electromagnetic fields that these emerge result diseases related to these such as vertigo and fatigue, sleep disorders, memory loss, and development of brain tumors. And this advice does not drive my craze. It one knows how to handle it. In and out, the progress is has. That is why we have to keep away and to avoid falling into addictions or not control technology. And what does Machu Picchu mean for Peru? The name of Machu Picchu means old mountain. However, in Quechua mountain is at Orcot. Picchu is a derived pico in Spanish. And social evaluate of the Incas. According to the chroniclers, in addition to what the Incas taught and society and three main values, and the tribe, knowledge, the monate, and the love, and the Yankee work. And the legacy of the Incas in the social aspect. And the Incas believed that the gods were in charge of the imparting justice, and that meat were only a means to make the will of the gods arrive. And one of the most inflicted and punishments during the Inca period was the so-called Higuaya, which consisted of dropping several stones on the offenders from a slope, and it was believed that if the cause survived and the gods would protect him. And the Incas were an exemplary empire in the social aspect, with the arrival of the Spanish to Cusco is 1533, and many aspects of the Inca moral code and values and were and violated the Spanish under Christian visions and condemned some of the oldest practices of the Inca such as polygamy and incest. And however, the social trauma, the conquest of Peru also eliminate some of the most positive practices of the Incas, such as their treat basic labs and amaswat, not to be a thief, and 2 ama lulat not be a liar, and 3 ama kelat and not to be an iller. And to this day may lead in the Andean regions and some very ancient and practice instituted by the Incas survived. An example is the Minca, which consists of community work of the benefit and of oblige or a family. And what was the Inca moral code like? And the Inca population based their conduct and coexistence on the decisions of the state, which ruled with authority and over society. And I finished my presentation of the final project, and thank you.